Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Maurice Brown Show on kchftv.org. And we are talking NFL football today, presented by MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. I'm going to bring out my first guest onto the show, hip-hop artist Antoine Real Stewart. What up, Stu?
What's up, Mo? What's going on?
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. Great to have you on board, brother. And as I say that, I'm going to bring out a homeboy from back in my hometown, Wilson, North Carolina, Milton Bynum. What up, Milt?
Hey, what's up? How y'all guys doing?
What's going on, man?
I ain't no having, man. Trying to maintain.
No doubt, no doubt. We had a lot of stuff go down in the NFL last weekend. The season right now is starting to look like there's really no clear-cut team right now that's really the favorite. But the first question that I want to ask is, what was the biggest surprise? Now, I'll throw it out to you first, Milt. What was the biggest surprise last Thursday and Friday night? Was it Dallas over Chicago? I'm sorry, Kansas City or Chicago over Philly, or the Bengals over the Ravens? What was the biggest surprise for you?
I think, to me personally, the Cowboys. Because a lot of people underestimate the Cowboys and stuff like that. For them doing what they did, it was very special, man. Because what they don't realize is the fact is that, the wide receivers, man, that's the ticket. And when they got their trade with Williams came from the Jets, man, that's all they needed. That's all they needed.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, that was huge. I mean, Dallas. Nobody saw that would come. So right. I mean, but then you look at the other situations with Chicago and Philadelphia. You look at. I mean, nobody saw the Bengals beating the Ravens. Stu, which one of these three was the biggest surprise for you?
I would say Dallas over KC, but to be honest with you, none of them really was a big surprise because the Chiefs haven't been playing like the Chiefs this year. They've been kind of up and down. They've been getting beat by teams that they normally wouldn't get beat by. The biggest surprise to me is that the Chiefs are in win now mode. They're in their playoff mode right now because they can't afford to lose any games. So I thought the Chiefs was going to, give a better showing than what they did. But Dallas showed that, their offense is legit and their defense has gotten better through free agency with a couple additions they added to that. So Dallas is looking like a decent team right now.
I got to throw out Chicago over Philadelphia because I don't want to disrespect the Bears. I mean, they're 9-3. 9-3 is 9-3. So we're not going to disrespect them. However, and I'm a Packer fan. Okay, so I can't give up too much. Look, I can't do it. But let's be real. They're 9-3. But when I look at their wins, and please somebody help me out, as maybe I'm being short-sighted because I don't like them. But the way I'm looking at it through a football lens, I'm like, look at the wins that they have. And I'm like, they shouldn't have won that game. They won it, but you're like, how did they win that? And then you look at the last one over Philly, and we all know, look, the Eagles are in free fall, man. Okay, I don't want to take anything away from them. That was a good win. But the Eagles are in trouble right now. So I'm like, okay, so now they got the Packers, my team, at Lambeau on Sunday. All right. Can they go to Lambeau and win? Absolutely they can. But I'm just going to say this. I need to see them go in there and take care of business before I become a believer in them, because they don't pass the eye test quite yet for me. Milt, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thought is Philadelphia ain't like they used to be. The trades and everything that happened at the beginning of the season, they ain't the same championship team that everybody think they are. They're not. They're not. And another thing too, personally, I think that the whole dynamic of it, Hurts ain't running like he was before. He trying to eliminate himself from doing that. I guess not trying to get hurt or not, but
Yeah,
he just trying to be more like a quarterback type of guy. So that to me, that throwing off the chemistry a little bit too, because when you don't run as much, then you sit back there and be a statue. Everybody got a chance to get to you. If he moving and running more, then that means the defense kind of be on the heels a little bit because they can't come to complete the rush. So that's halfway to do with it. And the other half, like I said, the trade they made beginning before the season start, man. That's you kind of see it now. I kind of heard them a little bit.
Yes. And a homeboy Rock agrees with you. True that milk. I gotta say this, and still I'm gonna throw this over to you. I will give Ben Johnson credit for improving Caleb Williams' game. And the one thing that I have noticed, the first 15 to 25 plays of every game are scripted. They go right down the field. I mean, Caleb's like, he knows when to run, all that stuff, right? But for 60 minutes, he's not consistent. I'm like looking at Caleb. I'm like, yo, Caleb, what are you doing, man? But the upside to me is Ben Johnson is making Caleb Williams a better quarterback. Stu, your thoughts?
I think the Bears are legit. Okay. They're young. You got a young team like this. They're hungry. They're figuring it out. They're 9-3. They're making mistakes, but still 9-3. That's a young, dangerous team. And most teams, you don't want to see a team like that because you don't know where quite to put them. You don't know what you're going to get. You know that they're young, they're hungry, they're feisty, they got playmaking ability, they play defense, they get after the ball, they do turnovers. That they do it all. The only thing we have to see is consistency as far as years and years of doing that. But this year, hey man, they're one of the toughest teams in the league. I know you don't like the Bears, and but if you look across the board, no matter what quarterback you name, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, they all playing inconsistent. Matthew Stafford, they'll look like world beaters, and then the Carolina Panthers will come in there and knock them off. You know, and Matthew Stafford, he threw 2 picks within 3 plays. So, and one of them was a pick 6. So, and this is Matthew Stafford. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, people get paid to play defense. People get paid to play offense. You put in tape. You know, people watching their tape. They're doing their homework. They're studying. It's a chess game with both coaches and both coordinators. And it's a chess game also on the field because people are watching the keys. They're studying, knowing what routes you run and which formations and trying to jump stuff. This has been one of the most exciting years in football because of the inconsistency. We can't really say what's going to happen week to week. And I know for the people that are in the DraftKings and fantasy stuff like that, man, it's been a week to week situation. One week you're like, I know this team is going to beat that team. And the next week, that team that you thought was unbeatable, they get whipped by the Carolina Panthers. So it's been one of those type of weeks in a years. So it's been an exciting year.
So my homeboy Rock agrees with you. He says the Bears are shocking everybody, and they are. They are shocking everybody. And now I don't like the Bears, but I got to call it what it is. They're playing great football. They're deserving of a number 1 seed. And they come to see my boys on Sunday at Lambeau. And I know they can go in there and win the game. But I just need to see a little bit more from them. I'm going to switch over. I'll tell you another game last Thursday night was Cincinnati with Joe Burrow waxing the Ravens. And you look at that game and you're looking at Lamar Jackson and you wonder, is Lamar Jackson, and Milt, I'll throw it over to you. Do you think Lamar Jackson is 100% or has he just simply lost a step?
I don't think he's 100%. That's one thing.
Okay.
And 2 is by his presence being known because of stuff he done already in the past. That's a threat within itself. So that's what they banking on anyway with that when it comes to that concept. But when it comes to Cincinnati, man, Joe Burrow, that's their man. Because you can tell that's the man. They play for that guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, everybody in trouble. They're in trouble, man. So it comes to that, man. That's what I see out of the whole concept of that. You know, Jackson, and it go back to what I said earlier. think about it too. Jackson kind of limited himself from running new now too. He not running as much like he used to either.
No,
they limit themselves running too much. It's like they're trying to be quarterback stage. Just like his problem with I'm trying to go back from last year. You notice how Jackson play during regular season. He played running a lot and all that kind. Like doing in the playoff time, he's like he try to be a quarterback instead of doing what it takes to win. When playoff time comes, he forget about how to play. He don't have that killer instinct mindset in playoff time like he do regular season. That's what I see. I mean,
no, and I totally agree with you. You know, and you mentioned Joe Burrow, dude. And the Bengals are out of it. Stu, I'm getting ready to throw this over you, but I got to say this: the Bengals, we know they're out of it, but dude, and they might. You know what? Actually, hey, Milt, you know what?
They can't lose no more and need some help because the Ravens. I say that because you think about it now. Kansas City lost 6. Everybody losing 5 and 6. You got like 5 or 6 games left, so. Yeah, it's possible, but this can't lose no more. You know, they need a little help.
Well, I like what you said. You know what? I got to pump my brakes because you look at the AFC North. You're looking at the Ravens, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Browns. That division can be won.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Joe Burrow is a bad man. But Stu, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Is Lamar Jackson 100% of your mind, or has he lost a step?
Well, and this late in the season, who is 100%? We got to ask ourselves this question. Joe Burrow ain't 100%. He just had a surgery not too long ago. He's still playing, but nobody's 100%. You know, so that alleviates that excuse right there. Nobody's 100%. We got to get it done. You know, you got to get it done. Yeah. The Ravens have struggled against Joe Burrow in the Cincinnati Bengals since Joe Burrow has been the quarterback there. That has just been a team they struggle with, and you know how division games go anyway. You could be the worst team or the better team and lose to the worst team because it's division. You guys know each other. It's close like that. The Ravens have to. The biggest thing that I've noticed about the Ravens is the defensive side of the ball. You know, the Ravens defense is known to be a problem, a force to be reckoned with, and we haven't been seeing that traditional Ravens defense that we're accustomed to seeing. And that's a concern for me, especially if they make it to the postseason, because the Ravens don't have that defense we're used to seeing. It's going to offset everything they do on the offensive side of the ball as well. But Lamar and them, they got to figure it out. They were just getting Henry back associated with him doing well. I have him in my fantasy, and he did go some weeks without doing well. He's back to doing decent. Lamar has to get his balance going. I know he's a little timid because of the injury. He doesn't want to run as much. He doesn't want to get hurt. But we're getting close. We're getting close to that postseason, and I don't know if he's like, look, if we can make it into the postseason, I'm going to put it all on the line then. But he better do something because he may not make it into the postseason.
That's true.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Maurice Brown Show NFL edition presented by MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil, in the state of Minas Gerais. Talking with my homeboy Milton Bynum and hip-hop artist Antoine Real Stewart. I want to go back to the Philadelphia Eagles. You look at what's happening in Philly. 3 years ago, we remember they were 10-1. And they proceeded to lose the next 5 in a row and got knocked out in the first round. And eerily, this season, it looks like Philadelphia is on that same road to disaster. The question is, and I'll throw it out to you, Milt, is it the situation? Because A.J. Brown has always run his mouth. It doesn't matter if they're winning, and it doesn't matter how much they win by. A.J.'s got a problem. And he's been, running his mouth for a while. I don't think he and Jalen Hurts are getting along. And I think that locker room is split down one side. Half the team is on Jalen's side. The other half of the team is on AJ's side. And there's Nick Sirianni, who's not doing anything about it. What are your thoughts on that, Milt?
I think you got a point there. I think, to me, the prima donna stuff that he's doing is unnecessary because I think his thing is when he was with Tennessee, he was the main man. So when you the main man, you is the man. So when you got somebody that you playing with, got the same amount of talent you have,
Yeah.
just as good as you is, and it's a problem because he used to getting he used to getting 25, he used to getting 15, 20 balls, all of a sudden he getting 4 or 5. He crying.
Yeah.
But my thing is this how I look at it. I look at it like this. You getting paid, you got the money you want, you winning. What's the problem? To me, because that's unnecessary. It's to me, because to me, that's a drawback. If you're gonna act to me, if you're gonna be like that, send them somewhere else. Because when it comes down to it, right now it's like a little muffle, here and there. But once a couple weeks go down and playoff time comes, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a real problem because I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you right now, even if they lose a game close and the ball didn't come to him for some reason or another, you watch how he act and they don't make the playoff. You watch him now, he gonna go off, and it's ridiculous.
Well, now my homeboy Rock, Rock McCarty said, "Give AJ the ball," and I'm like, I mean, there might be some credence to that because it doesn't seem like Jalen can hit him when it's like 50-50 balls every time. But Stu, what are your thoughts on the situation in Philadelphia?
Man, I think it's a lot going on. First and foremost, I think it's some truth to what AJ was saying because we were saying it on the show time and time again that Philly is struggling. They're winning games, but it doesn't look good. They're barely beating teams. Right. The score is 10-6 or 14 to this and that. And this was his frustration, is that we're not scoring enough points. We're not going to be able to keep this up and maintain this as we start playing better teams. And that's exactly what's happening. The issue is he was saying it to the media, and that was an internal thing that should have been talked about behind closed doors. And I don't know if he was talking about it and they were brushing it under the table or ignoring him. And he figured that, you know what, I'll make it so you can't ignore me and say it out loud. We don't know. Yeah. So, but the thing is, there are other issues going on too. Philly fans are now calling for, which I think is stupid, they're calling for the backup to play. They're not liking the play that they're getting from the quarterback. They're saying that the quarterback is not playing consistent enough, and which he's not, but we don't know what's going on. Is it the offensive coordinator? Is he not calling great plans? Because Cam Newton has said on his podcast that he's seen the same coordinator do great plays where motion is happening and this and that, and he's so creative. But when it seems like when it comes to Philly, his plays are bland. They're black and white. There's nothing special about it. It's so ordinary. And then Hurts is not doing a great ball at getting the ball out on time, distributing it. I don't know if the defense knows the plays, what's going on. They have a lot of issues. They need to figure out what's going on. But they do need to get AJ the ball because no matter where you go, we're known wide receivers to be divas anyway. Diva receivers. You got to get these divas the ball. And if you got a playmaker who's definitely physically tough, he'll go across the middle. He'll take the big hit. He'll make the big catch. Get your guys the ball. You don't want to lose the game and be like, dang, I didn't get my playmakers the ball. Get your guys the ball in space. Create offensive schemes to focus on these guys to make sure that they feel a part of the game plan. It doesn't feel like he's a part of the game plan. It just feels like he's an option. And this is what's going on. And I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain what they had going last year. It doesn't look like it. So we'll have to see what happens.
Well, and then the other question is, why isn't Saquon Barkley getting a heavy diet of carries? You know what I mean? This is the guy that got you the ring. So the offensive coordinator, to me, needs to be questioned because why are you trying to be creative? Why are you trying to use Jalen in different ways than you did last year? What Jalen did last year was go set hut and give the ball to Saquon. That was it. Why are we not doing that? Okay, so I don't want to let the OC off the hook either. Okay, this thing, I'm just saying, this thing's not about A.J. Brown and it's not about Jalen Hurts. They're a part of the success, but it's Saquon Barkley. And somehow he has gotten forgotten in this whole situation. So the Eagles, they're in a free fall. And I don't know where they're going to go. And as a Green Bay Packer fan, I love it. Keep losing. Keep losing. What's up?
Talk to me. You know what I'm going to say? They better hope. They better hope they don't run into Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay got their number. They squeezed by them this year because Tampa Bay know how to beat them.
You know
Tampa
what?
Bay know how to beat them.
I like that, Milt, because Tampa Bay is one of them teams that's hanging in the weeds. Like, you don't want to catch them in postseason.
Yeah.
You don't want to catch them. You need one game to sneak. You don't want. I'm telling you, dude. And they're getting their people back.
They just got back Irvin and the receiver 83. They just got him back too. They got back up. Yeah, they got White. No, Irvin and him. Yeah, they got him back. Yeah.
Hey, Milt, that is a great point right there. So this, Stu, like you said at the beginning of the show, this is one of the best seasons I think I've seen in a long time.
I like it. I like it because
I like it. It's wide open,
and it makes you interested in wanting to look at it. And then you can't predict like, oh, you look at about a quarter. Say, I know who's gonna win. You can't say that now to a point.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch. Everybody right now wants to anoint the New England Patriots, and rightfully so. They're 11-2, but I don't think they passed the eye test for me. I mean, they're 11-2, but they could lose next week. Look what happened to the Rams in Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody saw the Rams losing to Carolina. And
well,
we thought,
I got you.
I mean, I'm just saying, let's be real. Nobody thought that was going to happen, right? So now it's not the Rams, it's the Patriots. Well, the Patriots could lose this week, so we don't know. I'm going to throw it out to you, though, Milt. Are the New England Patriots the best team in the NFL? And if not, then who?
They're not the best team in the NFL.
Okay.
They the best startup team.
Okay.
In the NFL. The best team in the NFL, be honest with you, it's kind of hard to predict it. Because everybody got their moments. I mean, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
I can't. One minute, you asked me this about 2 weeks ago, I would have said Buffalo. Now,
right.
I can't say that. You don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
You just don't know, and it's like, okay, well, who is it then? So I pose the same question. Stu, are the New England Patriots the best team in the NFL? And if not, then who?
I say they are up to this point. It's a week-to-week league. Anybody can fall from greatness. As of right now, they have shown to be the best team. Does that mean next week they won't lose? Absolutely not. They may lose next week, but I give them their flowers right now. They are 11-2. They have, and I've watched them too. And the great thing, they play great complementary football. I mean, offense, defense, everything's working together. That's what makes them they're a complete team. They're not just all offense and they're not just all defense. They're both. And they're well coached. I will say this is a well coached bunch of players right there. They're young, they're hungry, they're well coached, and that makes for a dangerous combination. So as of right now, I say they got it right now. We'll see what happens as the season progresses.
But I can piggyback on what you said. You're absolutely right. And another thing about them is the way they well coach and everything where they are. You got to come in there with your A game. You come in there half slack, they get you. As simple as
that.
If you don't buckle up your chin strap against a team, I just said Carolina, for example, they'll beat you. I mean, Carolina went into Lambeau Field and beat the Packers about a month ago, and I'm scratching my head like, how in the world, Matt LaFleur, did you allow this bunch to come in here and beat us? But then you look at the resume, and it's like, wait a minute, they pushed the 49ers. They have beaten the Rams. They are a team that's 7-6. And it's like, oh, yeah, you better take them seriously. You mentioned the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you don't strap up your chin strap, Baker Mayfield will beat you. The dude is not playing around. I mean, he is playing ball. He's trying to take your neck off. So, and there are a bunch of other teams I could throw out there that you better watch out for. I don't like the way the Chargers are playing, but they're 8-4. You look at the Denver Broncos. You look at the Indianapolis Colts. Daggone, look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 8-4. I had written those guys off about a month ago. Like, another bad year for Trevor Lawrence. And look at them. They're looking like maybe one of the best teams in the AFC right now. So you're right, Bill. You're 100% correct. And as I say all of that, let's take a look at the best teams in the AFC. All right. or I'll change that and say the NFC. And I have them listed as such, starting out with the Chicago Bears. I hate doing this. I got to be 100. The Bears are the best team in the NFC. The Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and the Green Bay Packers. That's my top 5 in the NFC. Milt, your thoughts on that list?
Well, with the Bears, what I see with the Bears is I see that they got a good coach, and the quarterback is comfortable now. He's a little bit comfortable.
Okay.
And his problem was, you know what? When you got a lead and got everything going your way, and had to worry about nothing. Any mistakes, anything you do, it's like it's dead on. That what Caden Williams was faced with. Everything he did was dead on. He can run, throw it, make a play, and all that kind of stuff. But when you get a little diversity, that's when you find out what you got. See, He ran through diversity them years. Now he got a coach that got him on the right track. Now, only thing he got to do now is he's slowly getting together. He's slowly. Now you look at back now. Now a couple games like last week, he go and get his old little moves. Now he was doing a little mess, throwing stupid stuff, trying to make stuff happen. It's still in him because he used to having his way doing stuff like he do because nobody said anything because he was the man. But as it progresses, you'll see a better each year. As long as that same coach stay there, you'll see a progress of good. How he motivates himself as being productive throughout the season. Now the Bears, to me, I will have Seattle first. I will have Seattle first. I will have after Seattle first. Then I have the Rams second. Then I have the Bears. Then I have the Packers. Then I have the 49ers last.
Okay.
That's how I have.
Yeah. Okay, and actually, you know, it's all a matter of conjecture. But my main man Rock says you brothers are on point. Enjoyed it. Thank you, Rock, for watching. Stu, your thoughts on this list of the top 5 in the NFC?
I think that these 5 teams are in the top 5. You can move them around how you feel. You know, me as a 49er fan, I feel like we in the top 3. We beaten Seattle. We beaten the Rams. You know, we play the Bears. That's going to be a great game. Not too concerned about the Packers. So I think all of those teams, any of those teams can lose depending on what week it is. So it's one of those things to where the biggest thing I look for is I look for teams to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Like when teams lose to teams they're supposed to beat, I started trying to see what's going on there. I think out of all those teams, I think the 49ers are one team that if you look at our few losses, they were to playoff teams. Most of our losses were to good teams. So that I'm okay with that. I don't want to lose to like the Cardinals or a team that we're supposed to run over. But I'm happy with that list. You can keep it the way it is. I believe that, I mean, almost every week we change it. It's not any consistency with it because it's always something that's shaking up, something happening. Philly was number 1 on the list, I believe, last week, and they're not even on the list. So, you know, it's one of those things where I think right now those are the top 5 teams in the NFC, and you can rank them however you see fit. But I think you got a great bunch right there.
So this is how you boys looked last week against Cleveland.
You know why? Cause all the bitches love me. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that W ride. Ain't nobody fucking with my bro from Morningside. He go out rubber and he hit that different okay. I ain't from Dallas, but I need town boogie. I show my moves on to everybody trying to do it.
Woo! He getting it.
Hey, y'all getting kind of loose out there in San Francisco, dude.
Yeah.
You had Brock Purdy hitting the Dougie on you. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
And the crazy thing is Myles Garrett is who he faked out because Myles Garrett bit on the fake and went after the running back and got Dougie'd on.
Gotcha.
Oh,
hey, yo,
man.
Hey, look, I got to be honest with you. The NFC stacked right now. I mean, you can't really call it because Milton says Seattle. Hey, yeah, I mean, the Seahawks are a very, very strong team. The Rams are very strong. The 49ers are now, what's scary about Frisco is they're starting to look like a team we expected them to look like. Okay. And I got the Bears there right now by virtue of percentages and their number. If the playoffs started today, it would be the Bears. I don't think the Bears can beat the 49ers. I don't think they can beat the Rams, and I don't think they can beat the Seahawks. They can beat Green Bay, but those three teams there, I don't see them beating them.
Well, I don't know now. It depends. Y'all playing them at home, y'all got a shot of beating them.
Well, I mean, we're up and down, Milt. I don't trust Jordan Love.
What makes it so interesting is anybody can beat anybody. It boils down to preparation, who prepared the most, and execution.
Right.
Who executes what you plan to do? Because, I mean, you could have the team that you expect to win it all, lose in the first round. You could have the team that you expect get knocked out, make it to the NFC Championship game. It's one of those years. It's going to boil down to the actual gameplay and who wants it more and who's on assignment, because that's the year it's been. We can't really say we can get knocked out the first round. The Rams could get knocked out the first round of the playoffs if they're not the 1 seed. It's that type of year. You kind of got to really throw out the records, throw out everything that you know, and we're really 0-0. What are we going to do? Week 1 is the first week of the playoffs. It's kind of like week 1 all over again, when no one got no rep. You're going to have to come in there and prove it again, because if you go in there thinking that you better than whatever team, you go in there and get bounced out the first round.
You'll get bounced out of the first round. You're 100% correct. I'm going to switch it over to the AFC Power 5. I got New England at number 1. Then I got Denver coming up after them, Indy, Buffalo, and the Jags. What do you think about that list, Milt, for the AFC?
I'll put Broncos first. Because the reason I put them first, because Broncos are the type of team with Peyton being the coach, he been there before. He know how to win. So Broncos stay in the game enough, and they still at the end. A team like that, you got to blow them out early, jump on them early, so they can get out of their chemistry and their comfort zone to try to come back without doing what they need to do. Stay stripped. That's what you got to do with them, because all their games, you look at about 80% of their games, they won by the last quarter. They won last minute. It's like they know how to play.
Yeah.
They know how to do what they need to do. So playing against them, my mentality, we jump on them early, throw their chemistry off. So if they playing from behind, they can't stick to the strip, because their main concept being, I got to catch up. We got to do this, got to do that. Sometimes they overrush things, because if you playing catch up, you overrush things at times. I'll put Broncos first. I'll put Patriots second, the way they've been playing. I put Patriots second. I got to go with Buffalo. I like Buffalo. And then I put Colts and I put Jags. Yeah.
Okay. Because, I remember earlier in the season, Stu, you weren't a believer in the Colts. And now they're starting to show what your suspicions were about them, as they have kind of I think they've lost 2 out of the last 3. Yeah. But I've got them in the top 5. What do you think about this list, Stu?
I like the list. The Colts, they've been kind of up and down, but they've been more up than down. That defense plays great ball, and they got a great running game, and they feed off of that. I'm not mad with it. Like we mentioned, the Patriots are number 1 in the league right now because of their record and how they're playing football. The Broncos almost lost that to the Commanders. So, actually, I thought the Commanders had them there in that overtime, but they were able to pull it out. But I give respect where respect is due. I'll say the Patriots at 1. I like that list. I'm just curious to see, and it's the crazy thing is before the season started, if you would have told me those were the top 5 teams, I wouldn't have believed it. You don't have Baltimore in there. You don't have Pittsburgh in there. The names that we're used to seeing or accustomed to seeing, we're not seeing it. So this has been a great year for football. and things have been shaken up to the point where you have these younger teams that are actually establishing themselves and making a name for themselves. If you told me the Chiefs weren't going to be in the top 5, I wouldn't have believed it. This is a great year of football, but I'll give respect to the Patriots until they prove otherwise.
Yeah, I think that we have to give them that much respect right now at 11-2. It is what it is, but they've got some football remaining where they're going to have to prove it. But I think they're going to be able to skate to a number 1 seed because they got a soft schedule. I mean, I think they got the Jets, and they might have Cleveland coming up or something like that. So they don't have a hard schedule. So for right now, I think we do have to go with them. It's something about the Jags. I don't really understand, and I don't trust them either because they could lose the next 5.
Quarterback, that's the problem.
I think it's suspect. Trevor Lawrence. You can't trust him.
California suspect, man.
He's California. Said that's sunshine right there, bro.
Sunshine.
You can't trust sunshine. So they're sitting right there. Right now, we got to give them their respect. I think they're the 5th best team. Right now in the AFC, I'm gonna put them over Chargers. I don't trust the Chargers. I really don't trust the Chargers. So
the Chargers, man, they play good. They got the same concept Baltimore got. Regular season, good. Playoff, I forgot how to play.
Yeah, that's how they move. So as I say all of that, I'm gonna go to the top 10 teams in the entire league. And I'm going to start out with the Patriots, followed by Denver, the Bears, the Rams, the Seahawks. You get that back up here. 49ers, Packers, Colts, Bills, and Jags. Do you think New England is the number 1 team in the NFL, Milton?
Well, like my man was saying a while ago, Antoine, hey, they earned the spot. They earned the record, regardless of how you feel about them. But I think you're really gonna see what the records show probably next year after that, because you got a good coach, man. I don't know what's wrong with Tennessee. They got to really get rid of Brable. That's ridiculous. I don't understand that. And back to your boy, what his name was, Salah used to be the coach for Jets. He's a good coach, man. I like to play with somebody like that, man. He had a heart and everything. He got a raw deal too, and it's just
I'm glad he did.
Yeah. So I like you said, man. They showing it. They showing it. I mean, they showing it because the fact is, you think about it. They got the pedigree, man. That's why they look so good. You got Josh McDaniel, offensive coordinator. All them guys used to play with. They got the pedigree. They got everything they need. Only thing New England can do is New England needs to go out there, no turnovers, play the basic, do just enough. They'll beat anybody, man, unless they get blown out. Other than that, they got a chance to beat anybody because they got the pedigree. They got it.
Well, they do. You look at a guy like Drake May, and he can make all the throws. He's a smart kid, but he's got the right coach and Josh McDaniel. Yeah. Josh McDaniel is putting him in a position to succeed. And a lot of these young quarterbacks, Stu, you said this a while back on earlier shows, that a lot of these young quarterbacks, they go into disasters because the coaching staff is bad. Right. And before you know it, their careers are ruined sometimes, or they end up being career backups. You look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is killing it in Seattle. The Vikings look stupid right now.
They should have got rid of him. They should have kept him.
There's no way in the world they should have gotten rid of him. But prior to that, Sam Darnold was on his way out of the league.
Right.
And then when he went to Minnesota and he got with Kevin O'Connell, who is a quarterback whisperer, I think he's going to have to start yelling at JJ. The whispering ain't going to work. But anyway, my point is that he got Sam Darnold where he needs to be. And that's what happens with a lot of young quarterbacks. If they don't get somebody that can help them early, they're lost.
Yeah.
So you look at that and go, okay, all right, New England's looking pretty good. But Stu, I'm going to throw it over to you. What do you think about this top 10?
Yeah, I'm not mad with it. Again, any given Sunday, we can shuffle that names up. So Patriots, they the team to beat right now, and they hot. And like you said, they got a week rest of the season, so they're probably going to cruise into that number 1 spot. And everybody else, we're still fighting for position right now. I know 49ers, we play Chicago, we play Seattle again. So we got some tough teams. This is our bye week, so we don't have to worry about winning or losing this week, just getting healthy. But man, it's going to be stacked, man, especially on that NFC side, man. That NFC side is stacked. You got great teams on both sides, but I like that competition on that NFC side. We got some great football to come, and I'm excited to see what happens come postseason.
So tomorrow night, we got Thursday Night Football. We got Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions on Prime Video at 8:15. And that's going to be one of the best games of the weekend, and it starts tomorrow night. Milt, what are your thoughts on this matchup, bro?
Detroit going to get them. They're playing at home.
Okay.
No, but you know, I think Detroit going to get them. But on the real, though, it all based on the quarterback for Detroit.
Okay.
If he play good, they can beat anybody. But if he play bad, they losing.
Yeah. No, I think Jared Goff is a guy that you can spook. He's easy to spook. Yeah. I don't know that the Cowboys have a defense that can do that to him. But on the you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. I think to me it'll be a high scoring game.
Okay.
It'll be a high scoring game. Whoever had the ball last, if I call them golf club, don't mess up. Whoever had the ball last, then if he don't mess up, whoever had the ball last, probably win the game. But if he start out shaky, Dallas gonna cruise past him. Gonna beat him.
No, I totally agree with that. I think what's going to happen, I think the Dallas Cowboys right now, and I'm going to throw it over to you, Stu, in just a moment. I would like to say the way the Cowboys are playing right now, they're putting the league on notice that they can score on anybody. I don't care what kind of defense you've got. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott is going to give you at least 20, if not 35 points every time. Yeah. So their defense has gotten just good enough to where the Cowboys can beat anybody. Who would have thought that about 2 months ago, right? Stu, your thoughts on this matchup Thursday night, the Dallas Cowboys and Detroit Lions, 8:15 on Prime Video tomorrow night. Your thoughts?
It's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a good one. And I'm picking Dallas to win this one.
Wow. Okay.
One of the great picks that Dallas did in the free agency was what's his name? Quentin Williams from the Jets.
Yep.
That dude is for real. I thought we were going to draft him before we drafted Nick Bosa, but that dude is serious, man. When you get that pressure in the interior, you can't step up as a quarterback, you know, and that can create a lot of problems for Jared Goff, because I know Jared Goff very well because, you know, he came from the Rams and he gets a little squirrely. When you start touching him and stuff like that, he start getting hit. He gets a little squirrely and starts blanking out, just start throwing the ball. And once he gets uncomfortable and gets rattled, I think that you can rattle that, but I think he's a little more patient in the pocket to where he got a little more grit in him than Goff. And right now, Dallas had one of the high scoring offenses, and their defense is playing decent enough to where they hit a certain amount of points on you. It's going to be tough to get it. So it's going to take a great defensive game plan schematically and execution wise to slow down this Dallas Cowboys offense. And I don't know if Detroit has that in them, especially with their characteristics of going for it on fourth down. You don't want to go for it on fourth down and give a high-powered offense the ball with great field positioning. That's going to be something I'm going to be paying attention to and see if they play more traditional style, which is punting on fourth down, depending on the situation, or if they're just playing this go-for-it-all type of play, which has gotten them in trouble in the past. So I'm going to be paying close attention to it, but I think Dallas is going to win a close one at home. I mean, on the road.
If Detroit loses this game, they're out of the playoffs.
And then again, too, what he was saying is this too. By picking up that trade, Dallas had picked up on stopping the run. That's why it looks so dynamic. Yeah, that's the whole key right there. That's the whole key right there.
Well, and on the flip side, because Dallas, a lot of people are picking the Cowboys to win this game too, which is kind of funny to me. And it's also realistic because I think they can go in there and win it too. I have to go with Detroit because the Lions are still the Lions and they're going to be at home. And if they lose this game, they may miss the playoffs. Now, I know we got, 5 weeks left and they can always bounce back. But if the playoffs started today, they're out. So if they lose this one, they're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be a great game because, Dak has got a chip on his shoulder right now. He's playing. Dak Prescott right now, to me, is playing like he's got a chip on his shoulder because everyone wrote the Cowboys off when Jerry sent Micah to Green Bay. Thank you, Jerry. But when they did that, Dak was like, oh, really? Like I'm not standing here? That's how he's playing. I don't think I've ever seen Dak Prescott play this well for this long in a season. I don't think I've ever seen him play. And he's starting to scare me because what Jerry Jones did, he went out and got Quinnen Williams from the Jets. Trayvon Diggs is coming back. They had a linebacker, they had a beast of a linebacker that got injured, I think, that just came back.
Okay.
And their defense is not bad. And as you said, I think it was you, Milt, or Stu, because of Quinnen Williams' rush up the middle, you can't, as a quarterback, step up into the pocket.
Yes, Stu. Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true.
So now Jared Goff is like, oh, Lord, help. Somebody call 911. Get me out of here.
But you know what, Joe? But you know what? The difference is too.
Yeah.
That running back they got for Detroit, what his name?
Got two great ones.
Jamar Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Jamar Gibbs.
Gibbs is dynamic. So
He's
the
dynamic.
point is going to be this. If Gibbs get off early, they might be in trouble.
Yes.
That's
another thing.
Yep.
That's another thing. When we were texting about the Packer-Lion game, I was like, if they simply keep giving the ball to Gibbs, they can win the game. But the idiots weren't smart enough to do that. Thanks a lot, Dan. I appreciate it, bro. Because Milt, you're right.
Gibbs, man. Gibbs nice. And see what Gibbs do. Gibbs open up the lane, and then they go back to the other. I forgot the running back just came from Chicago. He's the backup for him. They mix. I can't think his name right now.
No, it is Stu.
They mix each other. They mix it up.
Montgomery.
That's
Montgomery.
it. Yeah. When Gibbs started getting off, then Montgomery follow suit.
Yeah.
Follow suit. So my thing is, if Dallas can stop Gibbs from getting off and make Goff beat them,
yeah,
then it might be a long night. It might be long. It might get up.
I do want to add this in there too.
Yeah.
Usually when Detroit plays, we always say Detroit has the more dynamic offense. Is that the case this week? Because Dallas offense, the way they're scoring points, as one of the most dynamic offenses in the league this year. So now we got to look at it as we have two dynamic offenses, and I think Dallas is a little bit more efficient this year at scoring points. So when you look at that aspect of it and say, okay, what happens if Dallas gets up early and then Detroit has to play hero ball, which is basically Jared Goff making mistakes, because when the game is on the line and Jared Goff really got to go get it, you know what happens, especially when you start blitzing it and he starts seeing ghosts back there. So it creates that fun dynamic to see who's going to be able to get off first and who's going to be able to play mistake-free football, no interceptions, no fumbles, no turnovers, because whoever starts making the most mistakes is probably going to lose this game.
That's a point. And they got the recovery part about Detroit is when he do make mistakes like he do and they early, home field advantage goes in Goff favor. Other than that, like you said, it's downhill. It's downhill.
It's downhill. There's no question. By the way, this show is being brought to you by MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil, in the beautiful state of Minas Gerais. Every week, the Maurice Brown Show is brought to you by MAGNOS Dentistry. I do want to say this about the Lions and Ben Johnson. Dan, the Lions are still good,
Right.
They are not as good as they were last year because of the absence of Ben Johnson. Dan Campbell, let's be 100 here, is just not as good a play caller as Ben Johnson. He's not, and you see what he's doing in Chicago, Ben Johnson. And so the Lions, to answer your question or to respond to the statement you made, Stu, about which is the more dynamic offense, it's the Cowboys. The Lions are not the team offensively they were last year. They are not. And Jared Goff doesn't have Ben Johnson over there to calm him down and say, look, Jared, they're coming at you. I need you to do this. I need for you to make some adjustments. And as I say that, I want to welcome to the show our good buddy, former college football standout to the show, Aaron Too Tall Moore. Too Tall, what's up, bro?
What up? What up? What up?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, bro?
Good to see you.
What's going on?
Milton, this is Aaron Too Tall Moore, played college football in Maryland. And Aaron, this is Milton Bynum, a homeboy of mine from back in the beautiful city of North Carolina.
All right.
Hey, Aaron, you 50 minutes late, bro. You could have checked this one out, man.
Oh, gosh, it's funny.
I was working, man. I was working.
Hey, Stu. So I did want to say that, Aaron, we were talking about the Lions and the Cowboys tomorrow night on Prime Video at 8:15. And the question was raised, is Dallas's offense more dynamic as it stands now than Detroit's?
Ah, man.
Tell the truth, man.
Man, dang.
I know you can't stand the Cowboys, Aaron, but be honest.
The funny thing was, as soon as I come on the show, I get this question. And I was riding home and I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Work. I was riding home. I was like, dang. So yes. The 2000 on the outside, man, that offense is dynamic, man. It's something to be it's something to be concerned about. I would say that. And not only 100%. That offense, but their defense is coming around too. It's I don't like talking good about the Cowboys, but I mean it is what it is. So
I don't either.
It's like it looked like they turning the corner at the right time.
Yeah. And hey, yo, Aaron, and check this out. And I'll say this too. When the Packers played them earlier in the year, and think about Green Bay, for example. I mean, we've been playing, ugly this year, but think about their defense. Like, nobody scored more than 24 points on us all year. And Dak hung 40 on us. That was kind of should have been a reminder to us that maybe that, Dak Prescott is going to be the difference maker. But it was so early in the year, nobody believed in Dallas. But no, I just think you got to look at them right now. I think the Lions right now are just not as good from a play calling standpoint as they were last year. They're still good, but not quite as good. And I think Dallas is definitely more dynamic right now than they are. And they very well could go in there and beat the Lions, which at that point would put them in great playoff danger. And I would love it. Now,
What's crazy though?
What's up, Stu?
Man, I can't emphasize this point enough.
Yeah.
Coaching matters, man.
Yeah.
It's you have an offensive coordinator who leaves Detroit Lions, goes to the Chicago Bears, and now Chicago are 9-3. Their offense is on fire, and Detroit are suffering because of it. As you see, it's definitely coaching. It has to be coaching.
Yeah, I agree.
Anytime you have a dynamic offensive genius of mind like that, and you don't have a great replacement, you're going to see a drop off in play calling. You're going to see a drop off in production. You're going to see a drop off in the players being comfortable with what they're running and being comfortable that, look, we're going to install these new plays that we didn't do all week just for this one team because we've been studying and we know that we can take advantage and we have this confidence going in there because our offensive mind is better than y'all. When you don't have that anymore and you like, look, we got to run this play. The coach called it, man. Call an audible or something. I don't know. they have some dynamic playmakers, but it's showing from a coaching standpoint that they're not getting coached at the same elite level that they were, and that Chicago is the recipient of that. Now it's amazing to see that.
Yeah, you're right, because they're adjusting. Yeah. Go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, now I totally agree with that. Go ahead, Milt.
Yeah, I was saying he's right because they're adjusting. They're adjusting something that's not there no more. So it's like they're adjusting. That's all it is. That's all is to it.
Lost their identity.
There you go. And next year you'll really see how if right now they look like, okay, he's gone, we doing okay. But next year you really see if it pays a serious toll or not. I think next year you really will see next year.
Now, as you talk about, and this is going to be a great weekend. We got some really nice matchups coming up this weekend in week 14. You talk about a team that needs to win this week, and they're in our top 5, but it's Buffalo Bills. At 1 o'clock on Sunday, they got Joe Burrow coming to town.
Woo!
And that one right there. I think I'm hanging my hat on Cincinnati. I think Joe Cool is going to walk into Buffalo and win this ball game. Milt, what's your thoughts on this one?
They playing at home. Now, they were playing in Cincinnati. You might got something there. They playing in Buffalo. No.
Hey, Milt, remember they went into Baltimore and beat Lamar Jackson, and they whipped him.
Yeah, but see, he just getting back. It's be his second game. He just getting back on his feet. So, he going to Buffalo? No.
Okay. Stu, what's your thoughts on this matchup?
Man, it can happen. I'm gonna tell you this, and I have Josh Allen in my fantasy, man, and he don't have the type of weapons that some of these other teams have. No. You know, he's making it do what he got, but he don't have what Cincinnati has on both sides. Now we know Cincinnati had their starting quarterback out for most of the year, so they are where they at. But now that he's back with Chase and company and that receiving core, we've seen Flacco light it up with him, and you got your guy back. It's going to be tough, and I think that confidence of that whole organization, that whole team has changed. And Buffalo, man, they haven't been the Buffalo Bills I'm used to seeing. They've been inconsistent, even at home. They've been inconsistent, and they've been losing the teams they were supposed. I had them winning, and they lost or playing close. And I'm like, with the year we've been given this year, to where anybody has been able to get beat, I wouldn't be surprised. I would pick the Bills to get it done at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati came in there and took care of business.
I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Willie Murchison for checking in to the show. Willie's checking in, Milt.
Okay.
So it's and Willie's up in Philadelphia. He's in the city of brotherly love, and I'm sure he's got some things to say about. We're gonna have to have Willie on the show next week. He's gonna have to explain this thing in Philly to us, Bill. I'm like, what in the world? But I gotta say this. I think that when you look at, I like what you said about Josh Allen not having any weapons. I think his wide receivers are average. The play calling is less than average. I don't like Sean McDermott. I don't think he's a great football mind. And they're wasting Josh Allen's talent. He's not learning how to play to me, he's not learning how to play the position. He's being Superman every week. Okay. That's how they're winning, by Josh Allen being Superman. Ask Cam Newton how many years that will last. He's got about 2 more years to play the way he's playing, and he's going to be broke up. And then what happens when you're 30 years old and you're broken up and you haven't learned how to play that position the right way? A guy like Mac Jones will beat you out. Because this is what happened to Cam Newton. So I don't want to go too hard on Josh because he's got a great arm and the guy's a great athlete. But I don't think he has learned how to play from the pocket the way that he needs to. Not to mention, again, I don't like the weapons that they have around him. Aaron, what are your thoughts on that?
I think they got a internal problem.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because this Keon Coleman thing, Keon Coleman's been suspended twice now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The first time he gets suspended, he was late for a meeting.
Okay.
He got suspended a game.
Okay.
Players come out, veteran players come out and talk to him.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's on the sideline, not dressed, right?
Yeah.
And then he does it the next week. And then he gets suspended again.
Yes. Yes.
That right there shows. I don't know. I'm not going to say Sean McDermott is losing the locker room, but I don't know if it's the same respect he had once when he first got there. And
yeah, I agree.
For one, he didn't handle it right. I don't think you suspend a guy, he should be still on the sideline with the players and all this stuff. No, you suspended, you missed the meeting, you're nowhere near the team. Like I didn't understand that. I just don't see them getting to where they want to be with Sean McDermott at this point.
Look, dude, I think that's been the case for the last 3 years, certainly the last 2. And I didn't know that about Ki Colbert. I didn't know he was a head case.
I didn't know either till this came out, but obviously he's not. When you get suspended and then veterans come talk to you, leaders come talk to you, right? And you still don't listen to them. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see them getting it together. I would say this. Superman gonna have to put on his cape for them to. Or you say, as you say, Mo, Josh Allen gonna be laying up in the hospital like this.
That's where he's gonna end up, Aaron. You can't, hey, dude, you cannot. You cannot play in the NFL like that. Okay, and you can play in your 6A championship game in high school in Florida and Texas, and you can play in college like that. You can't play in the NFL like that. Everybody on the field is a dog, and they'll take your head off. Yep. Did you see the way Jackson Dart got launched against New England on Monday night?
Oh, yeah.
This kid hadn't learned yet. They asked him about it. I said, well, that's the way I play football. It's a violent game, and that's just a game. I said, if you don't get out of bounds, kid, you will not be around for very much longer. A couple more shots. Did you guys see the shot he took?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they say he was trying out for the new Toy Story movie, Buzz Lightyear.
Welcome to the
NFL. Hey, look, and that's what I'm saying about Josh Allen. He can't keep playing like that, and that's how Buffalo wins. And I think it's on Sean McDermott. I'm serious, man. I'm telling you. I hate to put the man out there like that, but hey, Will, you feel me, dude? Hey, this dude, they gotta stop. They gotta stop playing this kid like that. They're gonna get him knocked out and get his career ended. Yeah. Another big game coming up on Sunday. The Indianapolis Colts go to Jacksonville, 1:00 on CBS. Milt, what do you think about this matchup?
I think Colts will beat them though, because they beat up on each other, man. They're in the same division, I think. So they
the same division. It's the AFC South.
Yeah, I think the Colts will take that one. I think Jones' problem was Jones was playing good. He got interviewed 2 weeks ago, and then when they got interviewed, he started throwing interceptions, being like one play for the Giants. So it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is.
Well, I think also the teams seem to be keying on Jonathan Taylor because he's not beasting out week to week like he was in the first half of the year. And that's where Daniel Jones was taking advantage of the ability to pass. But they've started to key in on him. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make Daniel Jones beat us. Because when he was with the Giants, that's what they did to Saquon. They loaded up the box and it loaded up the box. Said, we're going to make Daniel Jones beat us. And I think that's what's happening with the Colts. But at the same time, I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. Stu, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Oh yeah, man. This is going to be a great game. whoever has the better game plan and execution and make the less mistakes is going to win. I would say from an offensive standpoint, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing better ball than the Colts right now.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence, he got some new toys. He got a receiver from from Las Vegas Raiders and Myers. And he got some toys that he can distribute the ball to, and they're at home. So I think that Jacksonville will be able to get it done and beat the Colts, as you mentioned. Jacksonville, when they show up, they have a dynamic defense that gets turnovers. And I think the proof is in the pudding and the writing is on the wall as far as they're going to load this box and they're going to make Daniel Jones prove that he's Danny Dimes. And we're going to see if he's able to do that, or is he just Daniel Jones? I think he's going to be Daniel Jones in this game, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to get the dub.
Aaron, your thoughts on Indy and Jacksonville?
I think the Colts has the better team. You know, Jaguars may be playing a little bit better, but Colts had a better team. And sometimes when you on a like 2-game losing streak like the Colts are, sometimes you need to go away. You need to go away and play away and it's just us against the world, right? And I think the Colts need to find better ways to give Jonathan Taylor the ball besides just handing him the ball as he run in the backfield. Some ways like San Fran do McCaffrey, throw it to him more, get him out the backfield, be more innovative. I think the Colts offensive coordinator, I believe his name is Jim Cooter, I believe his name is. Jim Cooter need to find different ways to give Jonathan, because as Jonathan Taylor goes, I believe the Colts go.
That's true.
I don't think it's going. I don't think Jones could. I think Jones just could manage. Don't turn the ball over. I think he's managed the game. He been tearing it up, but I just think as Jonathan Taylor goes, the Colts go.
Okay. Fair assessment. We have another matchup between the Steelers and the Ravens at 1 o'clock on CBS. Now, this one right here is huge for both teams. The AFC North is wide open, and I tell you right now, did you guys see Aaron Rodgers' bloody nose the other day?
Oh yeah, last week. Yeah.
So you got a 42-year-old man out there. These young bucks are not playing out here.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo's defensive line, these kids are like 6'2", 6'3", 275, run to 40 and 4.6. They're not playing. Man, they body slammed Aaron, dude. They smashed him on the ground face first. He got up, blood dripping off his nose and whatnot. Aaron, you should be at home. Now, I hope you I don't know if you guys play fantasy football, but if you had any fantasy football hopes for Aaron Rodgers, this is probably what you look like.
He was losing in fantasy by 1 point, but the guy he was playing, all of his players were done, and Jimmy still had Aaron Rodgers tonight. He only needed 2 points, so he knew it was a for sure victory. I wasn't able to play fantasy this year, so by Jimmy winning, it was like I was winning too. We didn't want to jinx it, so we decided to not watch the game. Instead, we would make periodic calls to our buddy Vinny to see how things were going. Jimmy's off to make the first call now.
Hello? Who's this?
It's Vinny. Dude, you called me, remember?
Benny, what happened?
Rodgers got hurt like the third play, dude. He's out.
What do you mean?
I mean, he got injured. He went into the locker room, dude. He's not playing anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean, he is out for the rest of the game, dude. He is not playing football. He is not on the field. He's in the locker room.
Okay. All right.
Like that one.
You know what? I feel bad for Mike Tomlin because they won't hit that man fired. after all the things that Mike Tomlin's done for that organization, and those people have the nerve to turn on him like that, to me, it's more the organization than Mike Tomlin. You mean to tell me the kind of the quarterbacks that you're sending this man like Mason Rudolph and what's that dude's name? Kenny Pickett. I think his grandfather lost at Gettysburg. But I'm like, why in the world are you sending this man such weak talent? Now you send him an old man in Aaron Rodgers, and you think he's going to win you a Super Bowl, and somehow it is Mike Tomlin's fault? You guys got to be kidding me. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, man. Mike Tomlinson, he's an okay coach, man. To me, I think he's Uncle Tom, man. My thing is, if you've been coaching 17 to 18 years and ain't got no say so, he can't say he ain't got no say so. What he should have done, he should have left and went to Washington. They had need a coach and been close to the home of Virginia Beach. Ain't been straight. But no, he want to stay with them. Ain't got no control, no nothing. And yeah, I be saying the same thing. Get rid of him. You know who he is? He get you to the top. He get you over the top. He gonna get you right there. That's it. He a stoler. That's all he is. He's an average coach.
Hey, yo, Bill. Bill, that's a good. Hey, Bill, that's a good take, dude. I hadn't heard that one, dude. That was a strong take right there.
I'm not saying you've been there 7, 18 years, ain't got no pull, no say so. You need to get out of there.
Wow.
Ain't nothing.
I like it, Milt.
Nothing.
I don't want to go. I don't want to call Micah Uncle T, but you know what? That's strong, Milt. There's credence to what you're saying. So, Stu, what are your thoughts on this matchup with Pittsburgh and Baltimore? And do you agree Mike Tomlin needs to be gone?
I think Mike Tomlin is a great coach because we can have opinions, but what's the one thing we say? Numbers don't lie. You know, regardless if they got a good team or not, they're always above 500. The thing is, and we've seen some not so great coaches, different races, keep job and perform at a way lower clip than he has. So if they do get rid of him, he will make another team very happy to have a coach like that. And I think that I'm gonna flip it this way. I think he does have pull and he does have weight. I think that he deserves responsibility for the quarterback situation.
Okay.
Because you had Russell Wilson. You had my guy in the Jets, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that the game plan was always to keep Russell Wilson. You're bringing in Russell Wilson's wide receiver, DK Metcalf, who he already has a relationship with. He already has chemistry with. And you're stacking things up to where I believe Russell Wilson, given his playmakers and given a great scheme, can perform at a little higher level than at a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. We're not talking about young Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers who just came from the Jets. And now he's broken up. He's all over the place. So I thought that was always the game plan. And then to draft Shador and have him sit behind a Russell Wilson and learn, and then have him potentially being able to be the franchise guy. So I'm not going to take Tomlin off the hot seat. I think that he's responsible for and has a high say in what goes on in that organization, and that he hasn't been making great picks as far as who is his guy. I know he wanted a veteran presence, and I know what Aaron Rodgers used to be, but if we are honest, he's not that anymore. He's 40, he's broken up, he's not consistent, he still has a great ball, but you thought he was seeing ghosts back in the day, he's really seeing ghosts back there. So I think it's one of those things to where I don't want to take him off the responsibility seat. And I think Tomlin does have some pull. He's been there too long to not have pull. And they're not in Dallas. If you was in Dallas, then nobody got pull unless your last name is Jones. So I think it's one of those things to where I believe Baltimore is going to win the game.
Okay.
Because I believe they're a little bit more hungrier right now than what I believe Lamar Jackson is hungrier than Aaron Rodgers, if we're just being honest. I know Aaron Rodgers wants to play. He's won a Super Bowl, but Lamar has never won it. And I think that Lamar is a little bit more hungrier. And I think that this is a great team. We know what type of game this is. It's a chin strap game. Put your chin strap on, bite down on your mouthpiece. Somebody's going to get hit. This game has playoff ramifications surrounding it because both of these teams are trying to, solidify that spot. The division is wide open. And I think right now, Baltimore, I believe they have more to gain to win this game than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh seems like they're on their way out. They're looking like how their quarterback is looking. Their nose is bloody. Their wrist is broke. They're looking like they parking in the handicap spot. And I'm going with Baltimore.
Well, I mean, listen, he looked like, the way The Rock used to body slam people back in the day, that's how he looked. But when my man got a hold up, he got him up in the air. Like, anyway, let me just say this. Here's the deal. Because of what's on the line, I think this is going to be a typical back alley brawl of a game between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. It's one of the games to watch this Sunday, no doubt about it. Is Aaron Rodgers going to step up and get it done? And is Lamar Jackson going to step up and get it done? Because both of these teams this year have been average. Aaron,
I'm gonna say a little piece here. Okay. Now you look at your history now. Lamar played good against everybody else.
Okay.
Last couple of games played good against everybody else. When he played against Pittsburgh, he don't do good.
No.
You go back and the last couple of years, they start off like what 8-1 or whatever. And he played against Pittsburgh, he forget how to play. It's something about, I don't know. It's something about, I'm going, don't get me wrong, I'm picking Baltimore to win the game, hopefully. But when he played against Pittsburgh, man, just like, if he forget about everything. I don't know what it is.
Lamar doesn't like pressure and he doesn't like to get hit. He doesn't like to get hit. If you rough him up, you can spook Lamar. Yeah, Lamar can be spooked. So I think that's probably part of his issue there because you're right. He does play poorly against the Steelers. Aaron, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I like Tomlin.
Okay.
I think he needs a quarterback. Simple as that. I mean,
he does. Yeah,
he does. If you look at since Ben Roethlisberger, they had Mitch Trubisky, which with Mitch Trubisky, they made it to the AFC Championship game.
Okay,
mind you. Now they had a better defense, but they had Mitch Trubisky.
Mm-hmm.
They had Kenny Pickett. Of course, Mason Rudolph, and then Stu said, Russell Wilson and Fields. Yeah. But the problem is when you finish, now he has never had a losing record. So when you finish 9-8, that tier 8, 500 or whatever. I mean, you can't draft a quarterback. You're not going to draft one of the top quarterbacks when you finishing year after year
with the winning record
at that record. So that's that middle of the pack you picking. So and then to get a veteran quarterback, you're gonna have to make a trade to give a draft capital. A good veteran quarterback. So it's just like he always been in that dilemma, never had a losing record, but since Ben Roethlisberger, you can't. And how did they get Ben Roethlisberger? The draft,
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. He just been in a tough situation. Now I do agree with Stu with this. He does deserve the blame. He does deserve some of the blame. Is that you cannot? He's the head coach. It bill stops with him. The defense hasn't been as good as it used to be in the past. That is hurt. That is hurting too. So I just think he's just been in that a tough dilemma. So, but it is what it is.
Hey, Aaron,
work with what you got.
We gotta be honest, man. The 49ers, for an example, I'm using that as an example. we went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then next thing you know, we giving up 3 number 1 picks to pick Trey Lance, right? So what I'm saying is
That's what I'm
you
saying.
gotta
They don't do that.
you gotta gamble. You can't if you finish in 500, hey, and if you see a guy who's worth it, you gotta think he's worth it. Hey man, look, we're gonna have to give up 2 number 1s. We gotta move up in the draft. We gotta get our guy. You can't just keep playing safe ball to where it's like, we just gonna we just gonna rock with Kenny. It's like, all right, man. It comes a point in time where you gotta go up there and get somebody.
But what's the Steelers' way though? The Steelers is drove on what? Defense. So if the mindset is like, if I have a middle of the road quarterback that could not turn the ball over, and my defense can carry us as the steel curtain has done over the years, can we possibly make a run? They did it with Mitch Trubisky. They had Mitch Trubisky and made it to the AFC Championship game. So with that formula, it worked at one time. They haven't been back since, but I'm just saying that's not that formula. They're not gonna give up 3 number 1 picks to move up in the draft like that. That's not their way.
But you said it best though. You said it best. Ben Roethlisberger was the last time where they were really successful. And Big Ben wasn't no game manager. He takes shots down the field. He was a playmaker, and I'm not saying that they need a Big Ben clone or anything like that, but you need someone who's going to take shots down the field, who can actually duel along with your great defense. Because as we see what's going on in Baltimore right now and what's going on in Pittsburgh, these defenses ain't what we accustomed to seeing. It's going to come a time to where your defense starts to slack off. And can your offense pick up the slack? Can we play complementary football and be like, look, man, we don't have this dynamic defense we're used to having, but I need you to score a little bit more points. Give us a break. We've been giving y'all a break all these years. Give us something. You can't go out there and, 3 and outs or, Aaron goes out, then what? Like, he's 40 years old. What do we expect? Most of us didn't expect Aaron Rodgers to finish the season out anyway, if we're just being honest. Being in that physical division, knowing that he was 40, knowing that he was a little brittle, it's one of those things to where they need to figure it out. And a lot of teams, and I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders is going to be something special, but given the right situation to where he's with a coach that really wants him to be there and is really going to groom him and give him the opportunity to see if he is the guy. They're going to have to figure something out, because I don't see Aaron Rodgers being there next year.
So, look, quarterbacks don't grow on trees. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we have to understand, like, it's hard to find a good quarterback.
That's true. That's facts.
That's consistent on a regular basis in the NFL.
But let me ask you a question. Excuse me, let me ask you a question. So, Fields was good in that system. Why I don't know what got rid of him. Fields was good in that system. Think about it now. When Fields was playing, Fields was good in that system. You remember, Fields started out winning. Then Russell came back. Then they took Fields out. I only took Fields out. I let Russell back up Fields because he's supposed to be the future. He did good.
He played well. He played well now.
He did. I'm gonna tell you why they took him out.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they took him out is because Fields can't drive the ball downfield. And in their mind, yeah, he was winning, but how far is that going to take you?
That's the whole point. But he was winning. See, the point is, Fields a good quarterback. Fields' problem was when he was Chicago and he different coaches and stuff. He wasn't comfortable. He finally got comfortable with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh made him comfortable. This is why he looked good. I thought maybe they're gonna keep him. He's gonna be the starting quarterback for Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Field back him up for how many, 1 or 2 years, whatever. And Field was the man because Field showed that he felt like a home. They felt comfortable. He had old, experienced coaches. He felt comfortable where he was at. So it started out real good. Cause you think about it now, you look back at it. They was winning. Even when they pulled him, they still was they win. They did it because Russell.
The man had something. It came down to contract. Fields was due for a contract. and they didn't want to pay him. The Jets, they took it. I believe Phil. I mean, I get it. The money, you gotta take what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Fields was able to stay, because I know Fields has the ability to drive the ball downfield, even though he hasn't been doing it. We've seen him do it in college, and we know you got it in there. We just gotta get you in the right situation to bring it out of you. That goes down to coaching. I was hoping that, after that year, he would have an off season with Pittsburgh and they could crack that code and get him to do that more. But, you go to the Jets for its money purposes, but it's the Jets, they're going to wreck your future. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be 1:00 on CBS Sunday, the Steelers and Ravens. This game has got a lot riding on it. And, they got Aaron Rodgers. They got an old man now. And I don't think it's all Mike Tomlin's fault. Then again, it might be Mike's fault. He might have had something to do with the fact he may have drank the Kool-Aid and said, yeah, let's get Aaron in here. And then you get a 6-7 season with it virtually.
They negotiated.
Yeah. So then let's look at the evening game, 4:25 at Lambeau Field. Chicago goes into Green Bay. This is for the NFC North lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to throw this idea out. I would love for any one of you guys to respond. But I feel like if Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary and Quay Walker and the rest of that defensive unit can make Caleb think outside of what Ben Johnson said. Like Ben Johnson saying one thing, you put enough pressure on the quarterback, they're going to do what they got to do. And
right.
If you don't have the tools to make the right decisions, consistency, you're going to mess up. And I think that's where Green Bay has to focus if they're going to win this game, because I don't trust Jordan Love. He's up and down, good one week, bad the next. I don't know what to think. He threw 4 touchdowns last week, and he might throw 4 picks this week. I don't know. But we have to make Caleb Williams think under pressure consistently, and that might be our only shot because the Bears are 9-3. Milt, your thoughts on this matchup?
I think y'all win the game because they're playing at home.
Okay.
I believe, like I said, Caleb Williams, he doing pretty decent, man. I mean, you can't take no away from him. He got in a nice system with the coach and everything. But the point about him is make him come from behind. That's it.
Yeah.
Because if he don't come from behind, he getting a rhythm and getting the system and doing his repercussion. I mean, doing his mechanics, doing things right. Hey, it's a possibility. The defense pretty decent what Chicago got. So they'll maintain whatever y'all got going on. But in y'all good favor is y'all playing at home. That's a good thing. Y'all playing at home. And if y'all get them to play from behind, y'all can beat them. Because they it's like he's doing good now, but like you said before, he get under pressure, man. That's where he got. That's where you see the college part come out of him.
Yeah, and that is what I'm banking on. Stu, your thoughts on this matchup? Green Bay at Lambeau hosting Chicago.
I was just looking it up, and you guys play them within 3 weeks. So you play them now, and then you play them in 2 weeks. That's going to be a crazy back-to-back dynamic there.
Yeah,
I would favor the Bears because they're playing better ball right now. But it's division. The Packers could easily beat the Bears. The Bears could easily beat the Packers. As you mentioned, if I'm the Bears, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to run the ball right at Michael Parsons because I know that's his weakness is the run game. I don't want to drop back too much until we get him tired, get him out of rhythm. You don't want him just pinning his ears back, rushing the quarterback. So it's going to be one of those games where, as I mentioned earlier, whoever has the better game plan and the better execution is going to win that game. And the less mistakes, who's not interceptions, fumbles, special teams, these things matter, and these things can make a big emphasis on who wins this game. So it's going to be one of those things to play mistake-free football, play your style football, and make less mistakes. And whoever is able to tame that defense on either side, because you got some great pass rushers out there, and keep the quarterback level-headed and not seeing too many ghosts out there. But it's going to be a great game. I'm curious to see how it happens. But I know the Bears are playing a little bit better football right now. But like I said, it can go either way.
Too Tall, what are your thoughts on this matchup, this NFC North matchup between Green Bay and Chicago?
I like the Packers. I think the Packers going to take this one. I know Caleb Williams has been on a little hot streak now with Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson been putting them in been making them comfortable, I would say. Ben Johnson has. So I just think at home, Lambeau Field, playoff atmosphere, I just think I don't think Chicago there yet. If they win this game, that's going to surprise me. But I think the Packers are going to pull this one out.
Well, I hope you're right. I mean, it's been one of those seasons. I know 3 weeks, and I said this before. I know 3 weeks ago, Jordan Love, and I was putting a lot of it on Matt LaFleur, and he deserved a lot of the blame. But Jordan Love gets in his own head. And when they knocked him out of the game I think it was against I forget who it was. They knocked him out for like a quarter. Had to go to the locker room. And Malik Willis came in there, wham, went right down the field, running, throwing, you know what I mean, juking and jiving, TD. All of a sudden, Jordan's like, you know what? I think I'm all right. you see what I'm saying? And then he come out there, it's like boop, boop, right down the field. And he did this last year. He got hurt, and then Malik came in and won 2 ball games. So I think that woke him up. It's like, hey, Jordan, get out of your head, man. You got skill. You're not Brett Favre, and you're not Aaron Rodgers. Stop it. You're Jordan Love. Go be you. You are good enough. Believe in yourself and stop listening to everybody else telling you all this crazy stuff. These guys going to the Hall of Fame, man. Okay? You got a lot of football to play to show what you were about. So just, and I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, but that's what he's got to do because, people put a lot of pressure on him, all this stuff. So anyway, long story short, I think the threat of Malik Willis coming in there, it makes him play. Okay, let me get this because this kid Malik Willis, and I hope people don't look at him too because I want to keep him as a backup. I want him to steal him, come along with some big contract and steal him away. That dude is a solid backup. Anyway, that being said, I regress. Let's go to Sunday night. This is a huge game right here. We got the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. I got to tell you, guys, if the Chiefs lose this one, I think they might be done. Milton, your thoughts?
They done. They done. I don't like them, but they done.
Okay.
They done.
Okay.
They done because, man, Houston got the number 1 defense.
Yeah, they do.
They got number 1 defense. And Patrick Mahomes, only person that he can really trust is his homeboy, his tight end. He don't trust some other receiver at times. He trusts a certain point. But when some key come down to it, he got to hit him. You look at him, he don't want to take a chance. Because he's scared to go flop it.
He does. And what I'm not saying the Chiefs can't win this game. If you look at their stats, last year, I think they went 50. I don't know what the record was last year. I think what were they, 15-1, something like that? I don't know.
They were like 13-3, I think, something like that.
They were 13-3.
Yeah.
The games that they're losing this year, they won. They're all like 1-2 points, something like that.
Right.
They are putting up more yards this year than they did last year. They're not winning these close games. So I'm not saying they can't beat Houston, but they've got to start winning these games, man. I think they're what? Are they 6-7?
Yeah, they 6-6.
They've got to turn it up, man, or they could end up missing. And who would have thunk it? Anyway, Stu, your thoughts?
Man, just go ahead and get the biggest barbecue fork you can get and stick it in the Chiefs, man. I think they, as my man Milt said, I don't just think they done. I think they well done, and I think that number one defense, man. And I'm not saying it's football. Anything can happen. We know that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think that, man, that number one defense, and not just that, my boy, the head coach of the Texans, man, he got something against them. So, because, coming from the 49ers and us losing that Super Bowl, well, losing two, I really think that they're going to be on Mahomes' tail the whole game. The whole game. He's going to be getting hit. Everybody's going to be getting hit. You go across that middle if you want to. It's going to be the no-fly zone for real. And the biggest thing that can help the Chiefs out is if their defense can show up and keep them in the game. Because if Texans are able to score points and Mahomes has to pull out one of these miraculous miracle wins that we're accustomed to seeing him do, it's going to be a big problem. Because that means that defense, that ferocious defensive line, just gets to pin their ears back and get after Mahomes all day. And I guarantee you that Travis Kelce, he's going to be covered. He's going to be covered. And if he ain't covered, he's going to be hit to remind him that he may want to be covered, because it's going to be that type of game. I think it's going to be, I really think it's going to be a playoff atmosphere, because the Chiefs can't afford another loss.
Yeah.
No.
Neither team can really. They're both in the hunt, trying to get into the postseason. The Texans are not in right now. The Chiefs are not in right now. This is a must-win game for both teams. And I just believe that the Texans defense and just enough offense is going to be too much for the Kansas City Chiefs this year.
Yeah. What's my man's name? The safety for Houston. He gets fined a lot for his hit.
I gotta look him up real quick. I know you're talking about.
Oh, he's a beast.
Yeah, that whole defense is nasty.
He reminds me of Ronnie Lott and the boys from back in the day.
Now,
Sean Taylor, guys like that. I mean, this dude brings it.
That run, he do that little running stuff this game, he gonna get hurt. Fletcher gonna get hurt this game here.
Oh,
He do little running stuff this game, he gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
I was the coach. I tell him, don't let him fool you like he run out of bounds. I pay that fine, stick him.
Hey, this dude for Houston is a headhunter.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes may need Aaron Rodgers to Aaron Moore to strap up at tight end.
Yeah.
No, he might need Aaron Rodgers. He might need the number to Aaron Rodgers' doctor. Anyway, Aaron. Hey, yo, Aaron, what do you think? What do you think about this matchup, bro?
I'm gonna be the outlier, man. I still think the Chiefs got a chance. And
have a chance.
The reason why is because I like Andy Reid, man. I believe in Andy Reid, and this is a like Stu said, this is a must-win game for the Chiefs.
Okay,
must-win game for the Chiefs, and they at home. I just looked it up. They 5-1 at home. Sunday night, they won it 5-1 at home. Sunday night, they got to win this game, and I don't. And one thing is, I don't trust CJ Stroud. I don't trust CJ Stroud in this.
I don't either. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Now the defense may give him some struggles, I would say, because their defense is good. But at the end of the day, I just look at number one coaching, and I look at the two quarterbacks, and I think Mahomes outplays CJ. I don't see CJ making as many plays to help them overcome with that atmosphere in Kansas City. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be playoff atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something. I don't think CJ gonna be ready for this. It is my opinion.
Yeah.
I just like the Chiefs in this one.
And I think this is going to be a marquee matchup. You're talking about 5 monster games this weekend, starting tomorrow night. You could maybe say 6 monster games this weekend. And this, like you said, the atmosphere is going to be crazy. It's the Sunday night game. All of America is going to be watching. It's going to be at Arrowhead, and D'Amico and the Texans are on the uptick. So listen, I can't even call this one, to be honest with you. I can see the Texans winning this just as well as Kansas City. It's just going to be one of those games that you're not going to want to miss. And then on Monday night, another huge matchup. Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Chargers on Monday night, both 8-4, trying to get into play. But I mean, right now, Philly's in free fall. And they have got to get it together now. They cannot, I don't think Philadelphia can really afford to lose another game, or that whole team. Nick Sirianni may lose the team if they lose this one. And then you look at the Chargers, you don't know what you're going to get from them. It's going to be in LA. Milt, your thoughts on this matchup?
I think the Chargers are going to beat them because they struggle with Denver.
Okay.
They struggle with Denver and lost against Denver. And I think the Chargers are going to beat them. I think because I honestly, I think Philadelphia, only way they're going to get back on track, I think they're going to get back on track at home.
Okay.
I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose against the Chargers.
Okay, but dude, you know what, Milt? I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I agree with you. Yeah, I think they're done. That's the way it looks like. Stu, your thoughts?
I'm gonna say this: if Philly loses this game, man, all hell is gonna break loose in Philly. I'm telling you. The reason why I'm saying this is because y'all gotta remember their quarterback is not playing.
Yeah, he is.
Chargers.
He playing.
He playing?
Yeah, he had surgery, but he playing. They say he playing still.
I don't see how he can play. He just had surgery. But I was thinking that my boy Trey Lance was gonna get a start.
Lance is decent too, though. I like Lance.
If Trey Lance starts this game and he beats Philadelphia Eagles, you may want to stay away from Philly. Don't drive through Philly. It's gonna be a war zone. Tourists getting robbed, everybody getting something, because that's how bad it's going to be in Philly. If Trey Lance starts, because even if he's able to play, I wouldn't start him. You just had surgery. You just had your flesh opened up. Why would I start you in this game? I'm gonna give you some time to heal. So I'm curious to see how I'm gonna be watching that depth chart and see. I know they're not going to announce it to the last second, but I'm curious to see who starts from the quarterback position from the Chargers. But if Trey Lance starts and they win, man, it's going to be they may put the backup in at Philly. Who knows what's going to happen there? But so I'm picking Philly to win only because of what it means if they lose. if they lose, it's going to be crazy. And I can't wait to have your man on here. There's a Philly fan, and see what he got to say about that.
Oh, no, dude, I gotta have my man. I gotta have Willie
from Philly.
I gotta have Willie on the show, and I gotta have his main man Ryan Dykes as well, who has his own podcast in Philadelphia, who's going to be on our show next week. You know, we all going to start collaborating together, and it's going to be crazy. Aaron, your thoughts on the Eagles and Chargers Monday night, 8:15 on ABC and ESPN.
I know this may sound wild, but I think this is a must-win for the Eagles. I think it's cold. I think it's 2 game. They on a 2-game losing streak, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So this will be number 3. And with Brown and all the drama that's in Eagle land, you know, it's just gonna get louder. They lose.
Hey, Aaron, do you remember what was the name of that movie with Tom Cruise, A Few Good Men?
Yep.
That's exactly what Andy Reid is saying right now. You're doing go right. I ordered the code red.
Yeah. So I would say this: if the Eagles want to win, they need to feed Barkley. They need to feed.
Yeah.
They need to feed Barkley. It's not hard. He should be the focus of the offense. You know. And then that's how they win. Now, going to Herbert, I think he can play. Now he just had surgery. I think that because I heard forgot the quarterback's name. I heard the other quarterback who had this injury said he did have surgery. He said it's more of a pain threshold. He said that the hardest thing is when you're under center, and because he's a right-handed quarterback, right? So his left hand is on top, and that's where all the force of the ball is going to that hand. So it's a more of a pain threshold than recurring to injury. Because I mean, screws in the plate in there. It's not he ain't snapping the ball that hard. So so I think shotgun he'd be fine, but quarterbacks have played with that before. I think he play Monday night, big game. I mean, I can't see him not. I can't see Herbert not playing. Now it's still a toss up. I just read they did say they still uncertain if he's going to play or not. But like Stu said, I think it's going to come to a game time decision. But I can't see him sitting out this game.
Well, what happened to Herbert anyway? I didn't know he was injured.
He fractured a bone in his hand.
His left hand, non-throwing hand. Yeah,
his non-throwing hand.
He can muscle through this.
Yeah, his non-throwing hand. So
yeah, he can do this.
I think he plays. But I tell you the truth, I like the Chargers. And here's the key. If the Chargers get up early, how do the Eagles respond?
That's good.
If AJ Brown is not getting the ball,
because what's going to be physical with him?
Yeah.
James will be physical with him.
Hey, I want to see Trey Lance play, man. That's what I want to see.
James gonna be physical with him. Trust me.
I want to see Trey Lance get some running.
I do too, man. Lance pretty decent, man.
Yeah.
The way the Eagles are playing right now, they can win with Trey Lance.
Yeah, they can.
And I don't think it's an emergency. Oh, we got to put Justin in. The Eagles are a hurt dog right now.
Yeah. I just don't want no fumble snaps and stuff like that, and then turnovers, and then like his hand is messed up, and Philly win by 2 points because of a fumble snap. I'm like, look, if you can't take the snap, because look at Aaron. I know they had the thing on him, and he couldn't really get under center. He couldn't hand the ball off to one side, and it was all weird. It's just like, look, man, but they don't have a Trey Lance behind them, so I'd rather see let's run with the young dog. And let's go out here and beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If Philadelphia lose this game, you think Dallas gonna win the division?
Woo,
Absolutely.
what a question.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What a question.
Okay.
The unthinkable, Milt.
Okay.
The unthinkable. And actually, that is a plausible possibility.
Because Philly gonna be done if they lose the game. I'm telling you.
Man, I tell you,
they may want to move to Texas. They're gonna move to Texas out there with y'all.
Please, if you're just traveling for whatever reason on I-95 and the Eagles lose, please don't come within a 50-mile radius of Philadelphia.
Don't Dallas and Philly play one more time?
Yes. They play it in Dallas too, I believe. I want to say they play it. I'm not sure, but I believe they play it in Dallas. You know what? No, I think it's going to be in Philly.
Okay.
But right now, oh my gosh, it's scary. I can't wait. This is going to be a fun weekend right here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 5-6 huge games this week. By the way, shout out to the Commanders. Aaron, your boys got close. You said they were going to beat Denver. And they got close. They actually should have won the game.
They beat themselves.
That's what happens when you get your players back.
Yeah,
we getting healthy.
And is Jaden coming back?
I'm not. I know Jaden will. I'm not gonna say definitely, but it's likely he's gonna be playing against the Giants.
Okay.
So, and I think that's I think that's watching that game was the most concerning because you could see what we're capable of. even with our backup Mariota.
Mhm.
No, so Dan Quinn, if he take over the defense earlier, we may not be 3-8. I think he waited too late to take over the defense. The defense been better, and I knew that after Miami game. I knew the defense was going to be better, and it's going to be better next week. When we play, I think we're going to beat Minnesota. Minnesota, I think they struggling at quarterback. They don't know. They don't have no offense identity. Jefferson had 2 receptions for 4 yards last week.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Let me ask you
yeah,
a
they struggling.
Jefferson looks like he wants to take his ball and go home.
Did you see
Let
the
me ask
hug he gave?
Let me ask you a question about your boy Washington. Let me ask, do you think they doing? You know what way it look like to me is like they doing him almost like what happened to what's it called? He's quarterback for y'all, the black guy.
RG3?
Yes, because there's a couple games, man. He shouldn't even been playing. I mean, he should.
Well,
To me, he came back too early. That's one, and then one of them when he hurt his arm. What he doing it anyway? Y'all were losing. Y'all had that one out 30-something to 6.
well, I would say this.
Yeah, good point.
It's a couple things. One, it was a couple games he wanted to play, but they did held him out.
Uh-huh.
It was a couple games he wanted to come back, and they was like, no, we're gonna keep you out one more week.
Okay.
So that's the difference between him and RG3. And another thing is, I mean, he needs to play. He only played 20-something games in the NFL.
Mhm.
And only way you get better is you play.
Yeah.
So he needs to get the experience. You could say we 3-8 and he don't need to play, sit him for next year. But I think that's going to hurt him. And especially if we get all our weapons back on offense, which we have. Only person we missing is Jaden. So we get him back, and we're gonna see what it really could have looked like all year. And I think if Jaden played last week, we would have won.
Yeah, I understand. I don't mean to sit him out the whole season. I was talking about when y'all was losing 31-6, and I believe again the third quarter, and he still was in there. And my thing is, I would have started Mariota the rest of the game because that game was basically it was done to a point. Because when he stayed in there, he got hurt again. Then when he hurt his arm.
So Brian Mitchell made a good point on this. It's like, what he say? I mean, it's a catch-22, right?
Uh-huh.
He turns the corner, he goes in for a touchdown. It's 31-14. We lose. Nobody says anything.
Okay.
He turns in the corner, he falls, he dislocates his elbow. Now he should have been out the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I mean, should he been out the game? Could you have pulled him? Yes, but if he doesn't get hurt that drive, we score, we get the ball back, and Mariota comes in. Everybody gonna say, okay, Jaden's done. That was a good job by Dan Quinn for taking him out. Okay. Now, did Dan Quinn own up to it and say, yes, should he took him out earlier? He said, yes, I should have took him out earlier. That was on me. But it's just one of them things. I mean, I've seen blowouts when starting quarterbacks still was in the game. I've seen starting receivers still in the game. I've seen starting running backs teams getting blown out. They still in the game.
Yeah, but I understand it. But in y'all case, I was saying it because he just came off an injury. His ankle, something was it?
He had hurt his. I think he got injured in the second week of the season in Green Bay. I think he pulled his hamstring. Yeah, something like that.
He just came off an injury. So based on that, that's why I was saying like he just came off an injury. So if the game is not winnable, why are you in there?
Well, and that's a question that is going to linger for the rest of the season about Dan Quinn. And you know what? I this is probably not true, but just for the sake of conversation, Dan Quinn better make sure they're ready to roll next year. And how does he make the fans, the owner, everyone associated with the Redskin organization assured that they're going to be ready to rock and roll next year? They got to finish strong. Mariota stood up It wasn't Jaden, but Mariota stood up and played well enough to beat Denver. So whenever Jaden gets back, which could be next week or whatever, the Commanders, I want to call them Redskins, the Commanders have to finish the year strong, or Dan Quinn could be in trouble. So, and because of what you're saying, Milt, like, why did you put Jaden out there? We lost our franchise quarterback in a meaningless game.
I don't think he's in trouble. I think that they in this for the long run.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at Josh Harris and 76ers, you look at his hockey team, he's not one of them, quick owners to fire a coach, so, and then you look at all the injuries we have, like we was one of the most injured teams in the NFL, and not only that, we got a new regime. And I think last year was kind of an outlier. What do I mean by that? We made it to the NFC Championship game. We had an easier schedule.
Okay.
Right. And then we just caught fire. Now, I think the mistake AP made, our general manager, Peters, instead of looking at this team as a 12-5 team, making it to the AFC, NFC Championship game, it says our first year we caught fire, but I'm gonna look at this team as a 5-12 team, right, and build it that way instead of saying, okay, well, we almost did. We only need a couple more pieces, and really not build the team as you would have built it if you wasn't in that position. I think that's the mistake that he made, and I don't think that's gonna happen again. I think they're gonna make the correct changes. And one thing we do need that we notice, we need depth. We need depth at the receiver position. We need a running back. I think that wasn't a good decision of getting rid of Robinson.
Y'all addressed that this year though. The running
Hold on,
back.
that was a great decision. What are you talking about?
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a good decision.
Y'all addressed the running game this year.
That was a great decision.
But we got running back by committee. We don't have that. We don't have that one guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have that one guy. We got like running back committee. I want that one stud.
That main
guy.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get younger. I mean, we're one of the oldest teams, but a lot of old guys don't start. But we do have a lot of old guys on starting. Warner is one of them. He can't check nobody. But he could stop the run, but he can't check nobody. It's a lot of holes that we have, but I think we're gonna be better next year. One, we're gonna have an easier schedule. That's gonna help us. So I think that's gonna help us. I think we're gonna be back in the playoffs next year just because of that right there, easier schedule. And I think the year after that is gonna be telling of what type of team and have we turned the corner. I don't think next year is gonna prove if we turn the corner. I think the following year is gonna prove if we turn the corner.
I think y'all turned it this year, just y'all to stay hurt to a point. And I think the adjustment y'all made was dead on. Good stuff. You picked up Debo, you picked up receiving core.
I like Debo.
Yeah, y'all there. It just like you said, some people got hurt, and the people stepping up in the place of them, it didn't perform.
They'll be back. The Commanders will definitely be back next year. It's just one of those years. But they have the talent. They'll be back.
Yeah, they will.
Bring out the violin.
So look, hey fellas, with that being said, Stu. With that being said, we will step out of here.
49ers ain't winning no Super Bowl.
Come on, Aaron, don't get started.
They gonna be right back on the couch where we at.
Hey, guess what? Hey, Mill, you see him saying all these excuses about being hurt. The 49ers was the most hurt team in the league this year. The most hurt team.
They was.
Down one head.
But y'all had y'all coach for 5 years. Y'all had your GM for 5 years. Y'all got an established organization. We starting all over.
We established with Mac Jones and with people you ain't never even heard of.
Y'all piece it together because y'all position that we
do got the coaching though. I will say that we do got coaching. I'll give you that.
Hey, well, with that being said, fellas, we're gonna step out on that note, and I do want to leave you guys with this. Chris Broussard of Fox Sports, who is a born-again Christian,
Okay.
urges everyone to dedicate their lives to Jesus Christ. And this is Chris.
Give your life to Christ, because I was on the fence.
Yeah.
And part of my testimony is that I felt like I had so much of what the world had to offer. I had so many great things going for me, and I still wasn't fulfilled. And I've gotten that fulfillment in Christ, and you can get that fulfillment in Christ too. The Bible says that God places eternity in our hearts. And so that's seeking. We all want to seek for God because he's the only one that's eternal. And so that's the void you feel in your heart. And it can only be fulfilled through Christ. It can't be fulfilled through money, through sex, through gambling, through alcohol, drugs. None of that can fulfill it. Oh, success, none of that. Fame, only Jesus Christ can fulfill it. So I would encourage you to give your life to him today.
My guy, Chris Broussard. And that's who we stand for on this show, Jesus Christ. That's who we stand for. And I appreciate you guys, men of God, Milton Bynum, and hip hop artist Antoine, Real Stewart, Aaron Tallmore. Thank you guys for being on the show. I want to thank the sponsor, MAGNOS Dentistry out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil, and the grand state of Minas Gerais for bringing the show to you. So every Wednesday now at 8 p.m., we're going to bring you the Maurice Brown Show NFL edition. So with that being said, may the peace of Jesus Christ, everybody, be with you and your families. God bless. All right.